comfort food. That's all that really needs to be said. If it's comfortable, if it's food, well then heck, it's gotta be delicious, it's gotta be creamy, it's gotta be rich, hearty, delicious. Welcome to the Sauce and Gravy channel. This is Johnny Mac. Get ready for a meatball sauce, Swedish meatballs. Hearty, delicious, comfort food. Buckle up, let's go. All right, my friends, so we're gonna start off with the prep work for the meatballs. And yes, the meatballs come into play as far as the flavor of the sauce. Their fond, which they create in the bottom of the saute pan whenever they're cooking, adds wonderful flavor. You don't want to miss out on that flavor. So yes, the meatballs are part of the wonderful sauce flavor. We started off with the parsley, roughly about 5 small sprigs, or the equivalent of about 1 tablespoon of parsley. Chop it nice and fine. It's going to go in that meatball. You don't want it to be too chunky. Next, we're going to go ahead and hit that white onion. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup or 30 grams of the white onion. Make sure that you mince it up nice and fine. Again, this is going into the meatball as well. You don't want it to have too large of chunks. Nice bite-sized tiny pieces are perfect. So the difficult part's over. The chopping we're done with. Now we're going to throw everything together. Go ahead and grab your ground beef. I'm going to use 1 pound or roughly 500 grams of ground beef. Then we'll go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of the chopped parsley. Next to the meatballs, we'll go ahead and add some breadcrumbs. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup, or about 33 grams. All right, now let's liven it up with a little bit of spice. We're gonna add some allspice, 1/4 of a teaspoon of allspice, in it goes. And then we're gonna throw in a little bit of nutmeg. We're gonna add a little bit more flavor with this nutmeg, 1/4 of a teaspoon of it as well. And then we're gonna round out the flavors with a little bit of garlic powder. Same thing, 1/4 of a teaspoon, in it goes. And of course, you're going to want to season it to taste with a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a little dash here, a little dash there. And we'll definitely need a binder for our meatballs. So we're going to put in 1 egg, just 1 small egg, throw it on in. All right, and last but not least, our 1/4 cup or 30 grams of white onions, throw it in. And grab a spoon and we mix. There are so many different wide varieties of meatball type sauces. This Swedish meatball sauce is an absolutely outstanding comfort food. It's just hearty, it's rich, it's creamy, it has just such a delicate flavor. It just brings happiness every time you put a little bit of a spoonful into your mouth. And the real base of this wonderful Swedish meatball type sauce is the meatballs. And there we go. We've wrapped it up. We've got our meat ready to go. And 1, 2, 3, boom, there are our meatballs ready to go. And there we go, 1, 2, 3, boom. Meatballs done. Go ahead and saute them. You can cook them in the oven for a little bit if you like, cook them to your taste. But once they're done, go ahead and remove those meatballs from the saute pan, and what's left in the bottom are chunks of goodness, little chunks of meat, the fond. There's a little bit of nice caramelized onions, there's some herbs from those meatballs. It's just absolute deliciousness in the bottom of that pan. I used a pretty lean ground beef, so there's not much grease in the bottom of the pan, so I didn't have to degrease. But if you need to degrease, go ahead and dump out a lot of the grease. And then go ahead and throw in a little bit of butter. And by a little bit of butter, I mean 5 tablespoons or 75 grams. Yes, this is comfort food, my friends. There's a lot of butter. Once you've melted that butter down, go ahead and throw 3 tablespoons of flour or 38 grams. Mix it up, scrape the bottom of that pan, get some of that fond up off the bottom. Now there's a lot of chunks. Don't be scared of the chunks. Those are going to kind of melt into that wonderful sauce, add some flavor, they'll loosen up. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Now you're going to want to cook this roux mixture for about a minute or so to get that flour taste out. And then once you've cooked it down and you're ready to go, grab 2 cups of beef stock, throw it on in. Once you have the liquid into the pan, it's always a really good idea to grab a flat bottom spatula, I've got a nice metal one here, and scrape the bottom of that saute pan. You're going to want to release all the wonderful pieces of fond, try to get them incorporated into that sauce so that they'll release their delicious flavors. And then my friends, to add a little bit of deliciousness, a little bit of flavor, we're going to add a little bit of W sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, in it goes. 2 tablespoons, my friends, throw it on in. Now to add a little bit more richness, a little bit more flavor to bring out those wonderful tastes, I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. I'm going to use half of a tablespoon, throwing it on in. Oh yes, my friends, and we add some more heartiness. Heavy cream, 1 cup, 250 milliliters, comfort food at its best. And to add a little bit of pizzazz, we're going to add a little bit of mustard powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you don't have mustard powder, you can substitute with maybe a teaspoon of Dijon or just regular mustard. In our burner, it's over low to medium heat. We're going to warm this up, get it to the nice consistency and texture that we like so it coats the back of a spoon. Give this a little bit of a stir. And you really don't have to reduce it down that long. It's really pretty thick as it is. I mean, this is a nice hearty sauce. It has all that butter, it has all of that cream. It's just delicious. You're definitely going to want to season it to taste, throw in a little bit more salt and pepper, adjust the seasoning to the way that you like it. The Swedish meatball sauce, it goes great over egg type noodles. You can throw it over a little bit of rice. Have a little mashed potatoes, throw it all over a little bit of mashed potatoes, why not? Absolutely fantastic. I mean, heck, you could almost just drink this stuff. Have a little bit of meatballs on the side just for a little bit of an hors d'oeuvre. Check it out, nice and thick. You've got all those little flavors in there. You see all that fond? Those are the little bits and pieces of the meat from the bottom of the pan. There's a lot of caramelized onions, just little bits of herbs, just absolutely fantastic. It's a dirty sauce, but my friends, it's absolutely delicious. So now that the Swedish meatball sauce is complete, let's throw those Swedish meatballs back into the saute pan. We're still over low to medium heat. We're gonna warm up these bad boys a little bit with that sauce, get them nice and coated, get them well incorporated in that sauce. So once the meatballs are well coated and you've simmered it for a little bit just to get the flavors incorporated, you're ready to go. Alright, so we have one last finishing touch. Let's grab a little bit of chopped parsley, sprinkle it over the top, and there we go. A delicious Swedish meatball sauce. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Please do leave your comments below. And if you haven't subscribed or had a chance to, please do so to help support the channel. There are more sauces and gravies to come, so stay tuned. And remember to live, love, and make gravy.